Here's how I got my Where's the camera? Over there. Hello everyone and welcome back to another Hookster Talks. Yes, we're back to our usual traditional Thursday time slot. Yes. Had a few problems with the dentist last week, so I had to change to Friday, and it clashed with the Outside Lines live broadcast, which we gate crashed, but that was a lot of fun, I have to say. But yeah, we're back in our Thursday night slot now with me. There he is, everyone, Mr. TB the Bear. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yes, the number one Lewis Hamilton fan. That's him. That's him. TB the Bear, TB the Bear, TB the Bear. Hello, Mr. Will F1. Welcome to the stream. He says, I replied to your comments on Dan Bartlett's BTCC 1994 Championship Part 16. Yes, I saw the comment, but I haven't seen the comment, if you know what I mean, because YouTube's doing its usual. Let me illustrate what I'm talking about. Let's make myself a little bit smaller. That's what she said. That's what she said. Let me put myself up there. And let me put the... What can I do with the chat for a minute? Where can I put the chat? We'll put the chat over there for a moment. There you go. We'll put the chat back in a moment. So, yes, as I was just about to come on air, I saw your messages, Mr. Will F1. And here is my notifications. Yes, the hello turf of the F1 YouTuber. Yes, the notifications tab. And there it all is. There you go. Lots of notifications, as you can see. Look at them. Look at all those notifications. Look at all those notifications. Look at them. Look. Hundreds of them. Hundreds of them. Anyway. Let's go to the top. I've just answered these a moment ago, Mr. Will F1. But, yeah, look, here's your comment here. It's shown up in my notifications. Your favourite Yorkshireman who watches all your streams. Nice. And then, what does that button do? Oh. Mute. Will. Oh, my God, I can't do that. Hide. No, I can't do that either. No, anyway, I was just wondering what those three dots were. I'd never even clicked on that to see what happens. Anyway, no, so then I press on the said comment here, and here are the comments. Here are the comments, and I presume you've posted it underneath my name, obviously, because you wouldn't be posting it anywhere else, would you? And it's not there. As usual, YouTube doing its sense-a-rooney. As you can see, it's not there. It's not there. It's not there. Maybe if I go to the video, perhaps it'll come up.
Welcome to the rebellion.
Perhaps it'll come up, Mr. Will F1. Let's go to the video. Still says 5 replies, though. Five replies. Nope, it's not there. It's not me, it's the car. It's not there. It's not there. YouTube. Damn you, YouTube. Do you know this is the curse of the F1 YouTuber? Well, any YouTuber, when people say, man, you didn't read my message. No, I did read your message, but I can't reply to it because YouTube's not posting it. Not posting it. No, it's not posting it. So, sorry about that, but there you go. That's YouTube for you. Not my problem, YouTube's problem. Every video, every stream, doesn't matter what I do, every one I put on it, I put no moderation for the comments. Because basically, if someone's going to have a go at me, I'd rather they did it live so I could respond to it. I don't want, comments that are censored that I might find in like the YouTube Studio app in about a year's time and go, oh, bloody hell, I wish I'd seen that earlier. I want them here live so I can see them. But unfortunately, Will, it's not there, mate. It's not there. No, not there. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Alright, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Right, where's me chat gone? Where's me chat gone? Oh, it is. Put it over there. And we are done. Now let's make myself a bit bigger. That's what she said. Right, what are we doing? Congratulations to Lance Stroll on a record-breaking 77th Q1 elimination at Imola. Yes, indeed. Congratulations, Lance. Congratulations indeed. Congratulations to Lando Norris on bottling the Imola Grand Prix. Yes, it's a foregone conclusion, really, isn't it? That's what's going to happen. And congratulations to Oscar Piastri on winning the Imola Grand Prix. What's happened, says the 43 lesbians. Well, Will posted a comment and it hasn't come up. It's in my notifications because clearly you could just see that it was there, but it's not actually posted on the actual video itself. It's very, very weird. Very, very weird. Us YouTubers get accused all the time of not reading messages and not but you just saw the result there live. It's not posted, so I think I get the notifications. In fact, whatever you send me, I do end up seeing the notifications. But if I can't reply to it, there's not a lot I can do. There's not a lot I can do, is there? No, not a lot I can do. Right, to start the show, unfortunately, this channel's called F1 Games PlayStation, and occasionally Lando will crash into the Veritali chicane. You've heard it here first. The Varietta chicane. You've heard it here first. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. Now, unfortunately, this channel is called F1 Games PlayStation, and unfortunately, boo. Okay, everyone throw rotten fruit at me now. All go boo, boo. We have to show, unfortunately, some F1 game content. Occasionally, yes. Occasionally. And those lovely people at EA Sports, boo, have released another video. Now, thankfully, I think it's only about a minute long, so I don't even know what it's about. What is it about? Let me make myself a little bit smaller. It's F125 the movie. How long is it on? Oh, it's only 48 seconds. So I think we can manage that. 48 seconds. Now, have I got sound? Have I got sound on the desktop? Oh, I have got sound on the desktop. Right, okay. Headphones in. For me. Wait. No, I better do it this way. Headphones in for me. Let's see if the sound is coming out through the netters. What have we got? Ooh. Sound check. I'm just going to do a sound check and then I'll go backwards. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Actually, I don't need to go backwards because we can just continue from here. So here we are, everyone. This is the latest video from EA Sports concerning F1 the movie. Only in cinemas this June. Yes, game engine footage. Not all images appear in game. Okay, then let's look at this wonderful, brilliant piece of video making. Run the clip, Errol. There we go. Well, there it was. 48 seconds of nothing. Yes. I've been accused of that many times. 48 seconds of nothing. Yes, that of course is the APXGP team, which is appearing in the new F1 movie starring Brad Pitt. I'm so excited. My excitement level has almost reached 1. Yes, Brad Pitt hasn't done a decent movie since 7. Let's face it. Let's be honest. I mean, come on. Come on. When was the last decent Brad Pitt movie? Oh dear. So there you go then. We've done it. We've suffered. We've all suffered together. Luckily, it was only for 48 seconds. And there it is. Yes. Now, the F1 game is coming out soon. In 2 weeks' time, I do believe. End of the month. End of the month. Yes, you can actually preload it now onto your Xbones. Apparently. Yes, why you'd want to do that, I've no idea. But yes, apparently you can pre-download it. Of course, to anyone who doesn't know, means that the game gets downloaded to your system, but you can't play it. You can't play it, but you are ready to play it. So the moment the clock strikes midnight on its release day, you are ready to go. You haven't got to sit there for another 25 minutes waiting for it to download. You can start playing it straight away. If you'd want to. If you'd want to spend the 70, 80, 90, whatever the full price one is, quid to buy basically the same game as last year with just a few knobs and whistles put on it. Yes. Oh my goodness. Anyway, there it is. We have done our due diligence, and we have shown you some F1 gameplay from F1 25. Wowzers. Wowzers me trousers. Let's go back to the chat for a minute before I continue. And Sayer will be in tears. Congratulations, says Lionel Plessy. Welcome to the stream. To Oscar Piastri on winning the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. Yes, it's bound to happen. I can take my headphones out now. I don't need them. Take them off, Dave. Take them off. Take them off. Boo! Who cares about F1 25? Yes, yes, yes. I quite agree. I quite agree. You know, you should all feel my pain, because in 2 weeks' time I've got to buy the chuffing game. I've got to buy the chuffing game, yes, because obviously it's going to be our traditional yearly live stream with me on the game. It's pretty much a tradition now. It can't be altered. Yes, it has to be done. So I've got to actually pay for the bloody game. Full price, well, as cheap as I can get it anyway, but full price for the game, so we can do our live stream. If anyone remembers my legendary 2020 live stream when they introduced my team and I was trying to paint my car, oh God, the memory of that it still haunts my soul. But yes, a colourblind person trying to colour a car, yes, it was like a rabbit caught in the headlights. You wanted to look away, but you just couldn't. You just couldn't. But you wanted to make it stop, but it just wouldn't. It just went on and on and on. What colour is that? What colour is it? Is that blue? Is that purple? I don't know. It was legendary. So yes, we've got to do our stream, obviously, like we always do. But yes, I'm not looking forward to spending 60 or 70 quid on this game. But there you go. This is the price you pay for calling yourself F1 Games PlayStation. This is the price, and I've just got to pay it. There you go. Boo and hiss the makers of this game. Yes, a crap game for a crap movie. Well, we know the movie's going to be crap. I can't comment yet on the game. I mean, I'm pretty sure the game's going to be rubbish as well, but the movie we know is going to be. I mean, come on, Brad Pitt's 60 years old. How on earth is that even going to work? How many 60-year-old F1 drivers are there in the sport? Have there been in the sport? There can't have been. There can't have been. I've got to look that up. Oldest driver in Formula. It's probably Alonso, isn't it? Is it Alonso? I don't know. Hang on. Give me a minute. I'm going to look that up. Oldest driver to have raced in F1. Thinking about it, it may be Fangio. He was in his 50s, I think, wasn't he? Might be Fangio. Oh, here comes AI Google. The oldest driver to race in Formula One Grand Prix was Louis Chiron, who was 58 years and 277 days old when he participated in the 1958 Monaco Grand Prix. He also raced at the age of 55, 5 years, 9 months and 19 days. Wow, this is a bit precise from the AI, isn't it? Jesus. This is getting a little bit into Terminator territory, this is, isn't it? we didn't need to know his age exactly, you know. What did you forget about the minutes as well? Jesus. At the 1955 Monaco Grand Prix. So there you go. Oldest driver was Louis Chiron. Louis Chiron. Let's have a picture of Louis. What's his name? Louis Chiron. Let me Google. He deserves a picture to be the oldest driver in Formula One. We deserve to see his picture. Come on, Louis, where are you? Oh yes, look. This looks. Oh, now look. This is an F1 driver, everyone. This is an F1 driver from the 50s. Let's go to that one. Look at that. Look at that. Look, he's got his cloth cap on and his goggles. His cloth cap and his gobbles. Goggles. Oh my God, look at that. Look at that. Louis Chiron. Yes. Wow. Let's have a look at his car. Oh, look at that. That's the stuff of legend. Stuff of legend. Look, that's when F1 cars really were F1 cars. Look at that. Jesus. Jesus, Megara. Is that his car? Oh, look at that, lads. He drove for Bugatti, did he? I think I saw a Ferrari badge somewhere, so maybe he drove for Ferrari as well. But there he is, Louis Chiron, the oldest driver to race in Formula One. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, look, there's a picture. It says Scuderia Ferrari. So he must have driven for Ferrari as well. Look at that. That's when men were men. That's what they used to say back then, isn't it? I don't know. Wowzers. Wowzers. I mean, you look at the drivers of today and you go back and think of Louis Chiron. I mean, look, he's got a scarf on. That's probably his hands device. Yeah, a scarf. That's the old school version of the hands device, a scarf. Wowzers. Wowzers. Look at that. Look at that. Wow, did he drive a Mercedes as well? That's a Mercedes, I do believe, isn't it? I recognise from the grille and the way it sweeps on the front section. I'm sure it's a Mercedes. I suppose what I should do... Wait a minute. Louis, I thought I saw it somewhere. At the top here. Wikipedia. There he is. Louis Chiron. Yes. Born 3rd of August 1899. Oh my God. And he lasted until 1979. Jesus. Jesus. He died age 79. Wowzers. So what teams did he drive for? Oh, he founded his own team. Oh, he was fired from Bugatti's factory team at the end. Oh dear. Oh dear. Then he founded with his friend Rudolf Caccarola a new team called Scuderia CC. Oh my goodness. That rings a bell. At the 1933 Monaco Grand Prix. Then he switched to Alfa Romeo, run by Scuderia Ferrari mid-season. Yes. Chiron then moved to Mercedes-Benz. Yes, I recognised the shape of those cars. Wow. Chiron retired from racing in 1938, and World War II curtailed motor racing a year later. When racing resumed after the war, he came out of retirement and drove a Talbot Lego to victory in 2 French Grand Prix. Get in there, lad. Get in there. Wowzers. Wow. Okay, there's a little bit of controversy there, but we'll skip by that. So Chiron retired after 35 years in racing, but maintained an executive role with the organisers of the Monaco Grand Prix, who honoured him with a statue on the Grand Prix course and renamed the swimming pool corner after him. As he has achieved the greatest number of podium finishes in Bugattis, the 1999 Bugatti Chiron concept car and the 2016 Bugatti Chiron are named in his honour. Well, there you go, the Bugatti Chiron. Yes, I remember that. Oh my goodness. In honour of Louis Chiron. Look at that. The oldest driver to have ever raced in Formula One. Yes. Now, we've got to look at that, though, and say that was a different time. That was a different time. Nowadays, you could never get someone who's 58 years old driving in Formula One. Although, Fernando's getting close. If he carries on much longer, he's getting close, but he's still nowhere near 58 years old. But anyway, big ups to the Louis Alexandre Chiron, the oldest driver to have ever raced in Formula One. Yes, you see, we don't just do all the new stuff on this channel. We don't like all the new stuff. We like to look at the past as well and see what people did back then. Right, back to the comments. Oh wow, there's loads of them. It doesn't even look like an F1 car, I agree with you. Music is okay by Ed Sheeran standards though. Bullet Train was good fun. Ah, yes, I will agree with you. I will agree with you. Bullet Train was good fun. I did see that a few months ago. That was a good movie. But I have to say, the co-stars, the other people in it, made that movie what it was. It wasn't just Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt was good in it, but the other stars I thought were really excellent as well. So it was a sort of ensemble movie, in my opinion. But yes, I will agree with you. Bullet Train was pretty decent. I did enjoy that film. I didn't think I was going to. Like 10 minutes in, I was going, what the fuck? What the fuck's going on here? But it grew on me. And yeah, I did like it towards the end. Very good. Very good indeed. Yes. And I didn't actually guess that it was Sandra Bullock as the voice at the other end of the phone line, or whatever it was he was using, intercom. I didn't guess that until she turned up at the end, and I went, oh, that's who that voice is. I thought it was someone else. But anyway, never mind. So yeah, Bullet Train was good fun. Oh God, it says Will F1 is Ed Sheeran doing the music. Well, of course, Will, of course. It's EA Sports. They've got to splash out all their cash on the music, so that it sort of papers over the cracks of the game, doesn't it? You know, as long as the music's good, who cares about the game? Anyway, says a lot about the hype for the game that most people have forgotten it's coming out soon. Yes, I agree. Planet says, get Brad Pitt on this all seasons. Well. When does the movie come out? It's next month, isn't it? Yes, so there may be Brad Pitt on the all season soon. Yes. 43 Lesbian says, we need a Driven sequel. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Oh God, I can't tell you my love for that movie. It's just, yeah, it's just the best movie. No, I'm joking. Of course, it's not the best, but I don't know. It's just got this quality about it. It's so stupid. It's so over the top. It is. There's a tiny bit of fun element there. I did enjoy it a little bit, I have to say, and I I'm not saying I've watched it hundreds of times, like Star Wars or Star Trek. No, but I have watched it a few times. I would say 3 or 4 times I have watched Drivel. Yeah, I call it Drivel. That's what I call it. Yeah, Drivel. But I have watched it 3 or 4 times, and I have to say it's got an enjoyment factor there, even though it is absolute cack. But there's that certain something. I can't explain it. Maybe just because it's cars going around a circuit, and I'm just so I've got me blinkers on. I don't know, but I do enjoy it despite what it is. Of course, it is not a patch on Grand Prix. Of course, no. I think Grand Prix is quite possibly the greatest F1 movie ever. Yes, with James Garner, if anyone remembers that, 1966. Very long movie. I think it's about 3 hours long. I've actually found it on one of the free movie channels. You know, all these free apps that you get with movies on. I've actually found it, and I've saved it because I want to watch it again. But it says it's like 3 hours long. I don't know whether it is or not, but yeah, didn't remember it ever being that long, but it could have been. I don't know. Long time ago since I've seen it. Get Paddock 43 on the all seasons rubbish. Yes, I should do. I'll tell you what. I'd love them to come on here, onto this podcast. Yes, I'd love to interview them on this podcast. What do you reckon? Do you reckon I should shoot them a message? Because we're like that now. We're like that. We are close now. We are close. Do you reckon they'd come on? Do you reckon if I asked them they'd come on? What do you reckon? You know? I mean, there's lots of things I want to ask them. There's tons of... Oh, my God. I'd have to write down a list, actually, of the things I want to ask them, because there's a lot. But do you think they'd come on? I don't know. We'd have to work out a time difference, of course, because they're in Australia. So one of us would have to be up very early. Probably me. But I don't know. We will see. Planope says, we don't talk about Driven. Load of rubbish. Oh, yeah, I agree. It is a load of rubbish. But as I say, it's just got that certain, I don't know, something. Can't put my finger on it. But yeah. Anyway, I say, I haven't seen it hundreds of times. About 3 or 4. But, it's bad. It is very bad. It's one of those movies where it's so bad that it's kind of good. But in a bad way. If you can understand that. Yes. Very weird. Please don't do an all seasons on 25, please. I might have to. Yes. We'll see how it goes. I'm still seeing how 24's doing, to be honest, on the all seasons. But I did just notice, I think we just hit the magic 100 views, so... That will be continuing, but we will see what happens. Yeah, obviously, it's going to be an end point for the all seasons. I've reached the milestone of the 500. That was basically what I wanted to do, was reach the milestone of the 500 episodes. But we will see what happens. One of them is going to be the last. It might be 25. The only trouble is, I'm torn. Because I want to try out the new cars on 26. Yes, I want to try the new cars on 26. So F1 26 may be the last one. Bloody hell, that's still years away, isn't it? Because I'm a year behind now. Because I've only just started 24. So the time I get to 26, it'll be 29, 28. No, 27. I don't know. Can't work it out in my head. It'll be a long time. We will see. We will see what happens. We're bored of these modern piles of cack, yes. Planet Pesci says, one of the reasons why the kart series died along with the cancelled Texas race was that the cars were doing ridiculous speeds up to 232 miles an hour or whatever it was. Yeah, bloody hell. That is fast. That is fast. You know Dave is going to... Well, don't watch it then. No one wants another season of these shite Cody's games. I know. Alonso is the oldest current driver. Yes, he is. Too late for you then, Dave. Yes, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. I could just start now and be an F1 driver, and I'd still be classed as being in my prime by the time I finish. And that would probably be about 30 seconds into the first race. Yes. I'd be like, this is too bloody hard. I can't do this. I'm going to accidentally crash my car into the wall. Yes. Accidentally. It's not my fault, Flavio. Flavio, it's not my fault. Oh, bugger. I've just dropped it into the wall, Flavio. Yes. What's that you say? Fernando's won the race? Oh, well done, Fernando. Well done indeed. Still time for Dave to take that record. Yes. You know, I could win it as the virtual driver. You know, I could possibly win it. What was he, 50, 58? Oh, bloody hell. I could possibly clinch it. I could clinch it. Virtually, anyway. Not in real life. Jesus. But as a virtual driver, I could clinch it. Imagine that. Imagine the accolades on YouTube. Dave, the oldest F1 virtual driver. Oh, God. Still time for Dave to take that record. Planet Prince says, I saw the 1950 British Grand Prix. A great race, but a shame about Fangio. Maybe he'll do well in the next race. Yes. Was that that one they put on F1 that they'd colorized? Yeah, I thought that was pretty decent. I've seen a lot of colorized stuff where they just don't make the effort. They just don't make the effort, and they just like certain bits are colorized, and then the color keeps dropping in and out. I noticed a few times during that video that the color dropped out, but overall I thought it was pretty impressive. Let me see if I can just find a still frame. Obviously I can't play the video because it's on the official Formula 1 Ujima flips, and they will freak out. What's their official thing called? Oh, Formula 1. That's the one. Maybe I can find a still from it, because I was quite impressed. Oh, God. Is this one of those channels where you can never find anything? Yes, it looks like it. They only put it on the other day, didn't they? Sure they did. There it is. Oh, 2 days ago. Okay. I can't show the video. Oh, God. And now they're putting a bloody advert on it. Excuse me a moment. Excuse me a moment while I hide that. And turn the desktop audio off. Right, okay. We've got a still shot. We've got a still shot. Here it is. I can't do any more. Otherwise I should get ritually suicided, or whatever you want to call it. Sacrifice, that's the word I was looking for, not suicide. Sacrificed by Formula 1, because this is on their official Formula 1 channel. So I think I might just get away with a screenshot. But as you can see from that screenshot there, I was very, very impressed with the colorization. Just look at the cars there. Very impressive. As I say, I've seen colorized films before, and I hate them. In fact, if I see a colorized version, I'd just rather see the black and white. If it's in black and white, I'd rather see it in black and white, because the colors they pop in and out of the frame. But that was really impressive, as you can see, the colors. Now, don't forget, of course, this is 1950. It was made in black and white. It wasn't made in color film, so that's had to be colorized by computer magic and AI, I expect, or whatever. There was no way there was any color photography back in 1950 for the cameras, so it was all in black and white. So this has been colorized. But as I say, I've watched that and I was pretty impressed. Just trying to, I'm just grabbing screenshots here because I say I can't play the video. But see that's really decent. That's really decent. Obviously, the color doesn't look right because it, as I say, it was made in black and white, so it's not going to be. But it is pretty impressive, I have to say. The faces, the colours of because don't forget it was 1950, colours in 1950. Everything was, this was just what 5 years after the end of World War II. So everything was, the 50s were a rebuilding time. Everything there was no sort of real colour. You could say in the 50s. It was only when the 60s came along that then it just, the flower power era and all that lot, all the colours. The 50s was a very subdued era. You can see by this man's suit here, it was very sort of drab coloured clothing, because I say, lots of people just coming out of World War II. So, that was just basically the 50s. But still very impressive. I like the red. Let's see if I can find another screenshot. Here we go. Got the green on the, and of course there was a video of the Queen Mother, I do believe it was the Queen Mother at the race in 1950. Of course, Silverstone was the first race. But yeah, I have to say, all in all, I was pretty impressed with the colours. Usually I don't like this sort of thing at all. It's not for me. But yeah, now let's see if I can. This bit was very impressive because this car was actually moving, and yet the colours, there was some smearing of the colours, but that's natural. But usually when you see colorized films, when you see anything in motion, it's horrible. It literally flashes on and off with the colours like a light bulb. But this stayed pretty steady, I have to say, and I was pretty impressed with that. I have to say, and yeah, there's them going around Silverstone, and yep, I was pretty impressed, and I hope that this is just the start of more races. I mean, nobody of any age, I don't think, is going to be interested in a full 1950s race being put on the Formula One channel. But this is good especially for the attention span of the. Oops, my Viagra timer's going off. Hang on. This is good, especially for the attention span of the youngsters. You see, 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Nobody's going to complain about a video that's 3 minutes long. And I think they should do more. And I hope they do put some more colorized stuff of races back in the 50s, because I haven't seen. I mean, I wouldn't know where to find really, really old races, to be honest. But races from the 50s, I've never even seen the races from the 50s, to be honest. I've seen a few from the 60s, a few from the 70s, 80s. I've seen loads from the 80s. But going all the way back to the first nurturing of Formula One when it started in 1950, those very early races, I don't think, apart from like flashbacks to news broadcasts and stuff like that, you just don't see the footage. So I'm hoping that Formula One, and if you're watching this, because they're bound to be. No, not really. If you are watching this though, Formula One, please, I give this a high recommendation that you do some more stuff like this. Maybe do some from the 50s, then do some from the 60s, and maybe some from the 70s as well. Although the 70s have got quite a bit of footage, because that had the James Hunt era, and there's quite a lot of YouTube footage of that. But 50s and 60s, I think that would be fascinating, as long as you keep it nice and short so the kids don't get bored too easily. 3 minutes and 15 seconds is perfect length for a video. You could do like some highlight races of some of the races from the 50s or the 60s. I think that would be really interesting, and especially to draw in this new younger audience, this new DTS audience that basically knows fuck all about Formula One before 2021. It would be good for them to get an education in Formula One and see what happened back in the past, because unfortunately, as a population, as a species, we seem to be trying to get rid of the past. We're trying to erase the past out of existence. It's not just Formula One, it's happening with lots of stuff. We're just trying to erase the past. We're trying to, in movies, what is going on now is something I do not agree with, where the censorship, they're now taking bits out of movies that they don't seem appropriate now. They're taking bits out, and no, the movie is of its time, okay? And it should be left as it was first made. There's nothing to stop anyone now putting, before the movie comes up, a little disclaimer saying this movie contains scenes that probably wouldn't be appropriate these days, but that was the movie of its time. There's nothing to say you can't do that, but don't cut the bits out of the movie, because that was what happened back then. Okay? Just, you know, if you put a message up for all the people that, you know, then that's fine. That's fine. I haven't got a problem with that. But please don't cut the bits out of the movie. Yes. It's a piece of history. It's a piece of our past. It's there. Whether it was socially agreeable now than it was then is a moot point. Just put a warning message up. That's all you have to do. Put a warning message up. I mean, it's going to be the same in 100 years' time. Things that we do, things that we say right now are going to be deemed inappropriate in 100 years' time. It's obvious it's going to happen because that's happened all the way through history. So in 100 years' time, what we're doing, what we're saying now is going to be deemed, oh, no, you can't say that. No, you can't say that. So it doesn't matter. So in 100 years' time, what are they going to do in 100 years' time with all these old movies? They're just going to have to erase every single portion of them out, aren't they? Just going to have to delete them because none of anything that's contained within them will be deemed appropriate. So yeah, just, you know, leave the movies alone, please. Don't cut them out. Just, you know, I've no objection to putting a warning message before the film comes up, and then it's up to you. If you want to watch it, you can watch it. If you don't want to watch it, you don't want to watch it. If you look at that warning message, well, I don't want to, then don't watch it. That's fine. I haven't got a problem. But please don't cut bits out of the movies. It winds me up. Anyway, there you go, everyone. Rant over. Formula 1 1950. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I hope they continue with lots more. The history of Formula 1 needs to be preserved. They have to be that detailed with the ages, as most drivers are usually born within similar time periods. Oh well, Lionel Plessy is 85 years old. Now that Fangio lays overrated. Ascari for the title. You see? Some people have watched that video and now they're getting excited about Fangio and they're talking about Ascari. Yes, who would have thought that in 2025 that we would even get excited about racing 1950? But we have, because someone's put it on YouTube. They've colorised it. They've made it a nice length that people aren't going to get bored with. And that's fine. Please do more. History of Formula 1 needs to be preserved. We can't have... I've nothing against new fans coming into the sport. You know, people saying, oh, Dave's bashing again. I had no problem with new fans coming to the sport if that's what they want. But they need to understand the history of Formula 1. You can't come into something half-cocked. You can't come into something 3/4 after it's almost finished. It's like coming into a movie as the titles are just coming up. You can't do that. I'm sorry. That's against the rules. Okay? You have to know a little bit of the history and go back and watch a little bit of the history. A little bit of understanding. There's so many videos out there. It's insane about Formula 1. It really is. It's insane. So many videos that you could watch. A whole evening you could watch videos from the 50s, 60s. There's so many documentaries you could watch about Formula 1 and it would get you up to speed and you'd be okay. Mossy's going through too. He's going to win at least 15 championships. Yes, indeed. Back when men were men, then Dave was born and he single-handedly destroyed the male species. Yes. That's right. That's exactly what happened. Destroyed the male species. Will says Louis Chiron is a better driver than Lando Norris. Oh, you see, this is the knock-on effect of showing things to the masses and people watching it. Now, if I hadn't have shown that, Will would not have put in the comments Louis Chiron is a better driver than Lando Norris. You see, I love it. Absolutely love it. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Louis Chiron is a better driver than Hookster. Well, anyone's a better driver than Hookster. That's a pretty low bar. Planet Play says Queen Elizabeth II was at the 1950 British Grand Prix as well. Yes, she was. Yes. Our dearly departed Queen. As everyone knows, I did love old Queenie. I was very sad when she passed on. But yes, she was there at the 1950 British Grand Prix. And Walter is wet, Will. Although she wasn't the Queen yet, says Planet. No, you're right. That's right. She wasn't. 1950. When was the coronation? Was it 50 something? 50 something. Can't remember the year. I don't worry. I'm not going to look it up. We'll just say 50 something. Surprised she didn't have a go herself. I wouldn't have put it past her to secretly be a speed demon. Oh yes, she was a game old girl. Was the Queen? I'll tell you, she was a game old girl. Was the Queen? And I hate it when he does that and it scrolls all out the thing. Yeah, she was a game old girl. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I remember there was a thing when the Queen drove a tank back in the day when she was very young. I seem to remember she drove a tank. Yes, I just got that in my head. At some point, the Queen drove a tank. Only for, on a private bit of stretch, just for a little while. But yeah, she was a game old girl, was the Queen. She got stuck in. That's why everybody loved the Queen. Yes, everybody loved the Queen because she got stuck in there. Seemed like the type, yes. Norris will crash into the Monaco swimming pool. Crash into it, he'll probably fly over the top of it and end up in the harbour with one of the supermodels sitting on their yacht drinking their tequila. Oh, what the fucking hell happened there? Because that's how supermodels speak. Yes, precisely. That I've got the dialect down, on pat. That is how supermodels speak, yeah. Norris will end up in the ocean and the harbour in the same weekend. Will F1 says Yorkshireman Oliver Rowland is leading the Formula E Championship by 48 points. You heard it here first, everyone. Formula E, I've never watched it. I'm sorry. I've explained why. I'm not going to explain it again because you'll say, you're just repeating yourself. But I've explained why I can't watch Formula E. But well done, Oliver Rowland, who actually comes from Yorkshire. Yes. Now, what is this I'm reading in the news, Mr. Will F1, about you've got to boil all your water because it's contaminated? Yes. Are you having to boil your water, Will F1? Because that's what I'm reading in the news. Yes. 27th of June. Oh, thank you, Blind Plessy. Driven, the Detroit race was filmed at what looks like the Montreal Grand Prix circuit. I wouldn't put it past them. Oh, that's the movie. F1, is it? Movie's coming out on my birthday. Going to watch it? Of course not. I'm a masochist. Yes. Yes. You know what? That could be a good birthday present to yourself, Go and watch the F1 movie. Watch Brad Pitt drive round in circles for 2 hours and come out and go, well, that was the biggest load of cack I've seen in all my life. Where's my birthday cake? Where's my birthday cake? That's what you could say, couldn't you? Yeah. Yeah. You could go to the cinema and just before you sit down, you could announce to everyone, oh, by the way, everyone, it's my birthday. And just listen to the stunned silences. And nobody cares. Same birthday as the Moaning Yorkshireman. Do it, Dave. You must be talking about the 43 paddocks. I'm more than best buds with them. Codemasters won't make 26. Well, I've got my suspicions. You may be right there. Now, they have still not signed on the dotted line, Codemasters, for F1 26. They've got until October, so there's plenty of time. They only had an option for 26 and the 27 season anyway. So they've got to decide whether they want to do it or not. But they have got till October. I'm pretty sure they're going to do it. I'm pretty sure. They've just done a lot of restructuring, as you've probably seen in the news. Their second studio is now gone. So there's only going to be one studio making the F1 game now. So I can't see, with all that going on, that they'd suddenly drop the F1 game like that. In a few years down the line, yes, but at the moment I'm going to say no. Because as I say, they got rid of the other studio. That was a split studio. It was doing the WRC game, and then the other half of the studio was doing the F1 game. Because as you probably know, they were doing the F1 games in a rotational capacity, whereas one team was doing it one year and the other team was doing it the other year. And as everyone knows, the team that does the Breaking Point version does the best version of the F1 game, and the team that doesn't. Hence why we got F124 as a pile of cack. And that could mean that F125 is alright, but don't forget, of course, they've now restructured, so it's only one team. But they've only just done that, so whoever made F125 made that months ago. So I don't know. We will find out when it comes out. Yes, but now there's only one team making the F1 game. Only one team. No longer will there be two. So no longer will we be able to go, oh, that's all right, I'll wait for next year's game because it will be better. They won't be anymore because they'll all be the same. So yeah, I'm pretty sure before October they'll sign the dotted line for F126 due to the fact that they've restructured. But as I say, a few years down the line, I'm not quite sure what's going to happen, to be honest. Not quite sure. We will see. We will see. Don't forget, of course, the sales have been pretty disappointing. F124 was 76% down on sales compared to the possibly the greatest selling game of recent years was F1 2020, but we've got to put that into perspective because a lot of the sales for F1 2020 was caused by COVID because everyone was at home, couldn't go out, under lockdown, and so the game was sitting there, so everyone was buying it. So obviously the sales for that were epic. Probably one of the best selling F1 games, probably since F1 2010, to be honest. So it had a lot of sales, so it did very well, but you can't really judge it on that because, as I say, it was during a worldwide pandemic. So when you say it was, 76% down on F1 2020, yeah, but F1 2020 was right up there. So to be more realistic, it was probably about 40% down on the average F1 gaming cycle year. So 40% down. Still a lot, but at the end of the day, if they still make some money on it, which they will do because of the price of the bloody thing, it's like 70, 80, 90 quid. They're still going to make money on it. So I think they'll still continue. I think they'll definitely continue for F126 because of the new cars, the new look, the new regulations. So they've got to do it for that. But for the long-term future of the F1 game, I think it's in serious doubt, to be honest. The long-term future is in serious doubt because EA will eventually, like they've done with so many other things in the past, and in fact with Formula 1, because they had Formula 1 before and they dropped it. So it's pretty obvious they're going to do that again at some point. Not yet, but they will drop it again. I mean, the last EA game from the first game cycle was, of course, the, what's it called? What's that one that had the 4 championships in it? I can't remember the names of these games now because there's just been so many of them. But you know the one I mean. It had the 4 seasons where you could drive in the 99, 2000, 2001, 2002 season. That was the last F1 game they brought out because they couldn't bring out F1 2003 because Studio Liverpool had the exclusive license. So they decided on this 4-year career slant thing. And that was the last one they brought out. And then that was it. They were gone out of the F1 gaming sector. And they didn't return for, what, decades. Decade and a half at least. And they really didn't return as themselves. They only returned because they brought out Codemasters, really. So, yeah. So, the long-term future of F1, I don't think is assured. The short-term future, I think, it's still going to carry on. At least for 2026, anyway. I can't see it disappearing anytime soon. As for lots of comments about other studios taking it over, I can't see it. Who wants to sit there and build the game from scratch? Codemasters just copy paste the same one every year, and it's easy. It's a lot easier. But to actually build all them circuits up from scratch, huge undertaking. They could never do it in a yearly game cycle. It would take them 2 years. So that's over a year off from Formula One anyway. But I just can't think of any studio that could be asked to do it, to be honest. And, spend all that money, and yet the sales, all right, the first game they bring out, if there is a year break, would be quite epic in sales, because everyone would be like, oh, F1's back, oh, F1, so everyone would buy it. But then, like the current F1 games, the sales would start dropping down again, and they'd be in the same situation that EA are in right now. So, yeah, I think unless EA does it, I don't think anyone else will. And we could be in the terrible situation of 2007, 2008, when there is no F1 game. I mean, it's not mandatory that an F1 game has to come out anyway. I mean, we had huge gaps in the past for like F1 games, even before PlayStation was out. I mean, back in the dim, distant past of the old, it's behind me somewhere, Sega Mega Drive, F1 games were very sort of infrequently come out, and they weren't based on current seasons or anything like that. So, yeah, it has happened in the past, and it could happen again. Codemasters won't make 26. Do F1 26, says Will. No, we're bored of them. Will Codemasters even be around next year? Well, that's another question, because I understand that a lot of Codemasters employees have been let go, and the actual name of Codemasters is slowly shrinking all the time. And I'm pretty sure very soon that's going to be swallowed up completely, and it will just be known as EA Sports. I think the Codemasters name is going to disappear very soon. That's going to be very, very sad. Especially for me, someone who grew up on the very early Codemasters games. Dizzy, I don't know if anyone even remembers what that is, but Dizzy was just epic. I think it was out on the Commodore Amiga or something. But it was a platform game, but it was just, it was the start of something big. And of course, for all the greatest racing games that Codemasters produced, Toka Touring Car Championship, of course, being the number one, that was the game that I went, what the? Because I couldn't believe it. And then, of course, for all the greats, the Colin McRae's, we cannot emphasize the contribution that the Colin McRae series gave to gaming back in the day. It was just essential. That Colin McRae rally, the first one, it was just epic. It was just epic because it hadn't been seen before. This was a rally game where you could actually control the cars. It was achievable, and you could actually practice and make yourself go faster, which was unheard of back in the day. That you could actually practice and be better at these games. It was just, usually they were just arcade games. You sat down and blasted away for 10 minutes and, it was basically potluck how well you did and how well you didn't do. But this was a game where if you just knuckled down and tried at it, you could actually get better and get faster times, and it was just unbelievable. So Colin McRae Rally was just an enormous contribution to the racing scene. Then, of course, F1 2010 came out, and oh my god, everyone lost their shit over that game. I mean, some of it now is nostalgia goggles. The AI is pretty easy to defeat. It had that horrible trying to be realistic colour grading, which didn't work at all, but it was trying to be realistic, where it's got this yellow tint to everything that I hated, I have to say. And I'm glad they took it out. Very, very. I think it was gone by 2011, to be fair. But that colour tint, which tried to make it look more realistic, but a lot of the PS3 early games had that colour tint. It was very, very weird. Grand Theft Auto 4 had that colour tint as well, making it trying to look realistic, but didn't quite work. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, you had F1 2010, which is one of the greatest F1 games ever, and of course they came out with Grid. The first Grid, not the rebooted Grid 2019, which is just called Grid. the first grid was just absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't think that's ever been beaten in the racing sort of touring car sector. I don't think it's ever been beaten for immersion and game, and that fun factor. That fun factor in grid was just so high. And then they went and fucked it all. They came out with F1 2011, which was a complete pile of cack. They then came out with Grid 2, which was an even bigger pile of cack. And a moan Yorkshireman mentioned to me about how bad Grid 2 was. I'd never played it. I went straight from Grid to Grid Autosport. And I did enjoy Autosport for what it was. So I never got to do Grid 2, but Josh kept telling me how bad it was. And I went, okay. So I got it off eBay for the PlayStation 3. It was about, I don't know, £3 or something ridiculous. And oh my God, yes, it's the biggest pile of cack I've ever seen in my life. Grid 2. Grid 2 is absolutely cacking awful. There's these whole races where you've got to sit behind a 4x4 truck. And I'm like, what is even the point in this? Really? What is the point? So yeah, it was terrible. And that was the start of the decline for Codemasters, because they were always just trying to do that one better, and they just couldn't. They just couldn't make it better than the first games that they came out, which was 2010 and Grid. They were just perfect, and they should have just improved them on the next year instead of trying to reinvent them every year, which is what they do with the F1 game. They try to reinvent it every single year, and there's no point. You can't reinvent the content that's there. You just can't. You can add as many bells and whistles to it, and oh yes, we got development parts and all that lot, but the core gameplay, there's not a lot you can do with. Apart from the most important thing you can do, which is the racing. You can make the racing exciting. You can make it fun. You can make the AI really attack you and really, But no, F1 24, they can't even make the AI work properly. Just ridiculous. And it's a racing game. But anyway, that's my rant over. We want more F104 torture. Yes, it was. Carry on until F1 2027, says Will. Thank you, Will. I might do. I say I might have 2026 as the last one, because it'll have the new cars, the new regulations. There probably won't be any point in 27 because it's going to be exactly the same, isn't it? Because the regulations aren't going to change for 27. So that would probably be a good game to finish on. F1 26. That might be the plan. We will see. Hello, Mr. Shane Paul. Welcome to the stream. He says, good evening, sir. It's been a while since I was here. Yes, it has been a while, but welcome along. Show the Instagram post I sent you, says 43 Lesbians. KD's F1 calendar is cack. No Monaco, no Germany, no Hungary. Is disgraceful. I've added Greece onto the calendar, he says. Not a real F1 fan. If I wasn't a real fan, I'd have kept MII and Las Vegas. Miami and Las Vegas. TNY said if Monaco gets dropped, then he'll stop watching F1, and I agree. I don't know. I'd be very happy myself if Monaco gets dropped. I just can't stand it. No. And I used to love it. I absolutely used to love it. I used to love it on the F1 games as well. F1 97 Monaco. It's just brilliant. But on the Codemasters games, it's just boring. When did he say that? Monaco Cruel Room 2024. Did he even watch the same race? Unless they somehow managed to drastically change these cars, it's a waste of time there. Yeah, I agree. Can't stand Monaco. All other racing series are good racing at Monaco. The track is not rubbish. No, the reason is because the cars are so big now that they just can't do the circuit. The cars have outgrown the circuit. I forgot to put it in. Couldn't be bothered to try and cramp it in as already had 21 races. Not a real F1 fan. Let FEF Monaco, it works for them. Attack mode worked well at Monaco, mainly because the circuit meant they couldn't just go and overtake every car in existence. Attack mode doesn't need to be gone, just adjust the rules a bit so it works fully. Show us the championship standings, Dave. Oh, look, he's getting impatient already. We're only 1 hour into the stream. well, 1 hour and 9 minutes, and he wants the championship standings, and do a 30-minute lecture about I5. Wait until later, Will. It's Yorkshire. They've never had drinking water. Oh, that's a bit cruel. It looks a bit cruel, but I like it. Oh, we've reached the bottom of the comments. It's Yorkshire. They've never had drinking water. Oh, dear. No, come on, 43 lesbians. I happen to know from people I've spoken to that last year Yorkshire finally got electricity. Yes, and they're very, very happy about it. Yes, now they can see at night, so they're ecstatic. Yes, they've got electricity. Now, admittedly, it hasn't reached the outside lights yet, so this man still has to come down every night on stilts to light the gas burners for the lights, for the outside lights, admittedly. But they're working on it. Because that man is very, very tired now. He's been doing that job for the past 50 years. I understand his name's Ernie, and he's 78 years old now. 78 years old, and yet every night he has to go down there on his stilts with the little gas wick and light all the lights in Yorkshire every single night. And he just goes home and he's knackered. And he's 78 years old. He can't keep on doing that. Give him a rest, for God's sake, or get someone else to do it. Please, for the love of Ernie, let him have a little holiday or something, because every single night he's got to walk down these streets on his stilts, lighting all the gas burners for the lights. I mean, it's ridiculous. Come on, Yorkshire. Sort yourself out, please. Sounds like you're speaking from experience of your birthday, David. Yes. Once you get to a certain age, nobody cares about your birthday. No, doesn't matter if it's a milestone birthday or just an ordinary birthday. So it could be, it doesn't matter if it's your 21st birthday, which is a milestone, or your 30th birthday. Usually your 10-year birthday is a milestone. Once you get past 50, no one cares. It's a birthday. No one cares. Roland is a really good driver. To be honest, I wouldn't mind a year or two break from F1 games. Me too, to be fair, because at least then I can catch up with the all seasons, because then I won't longer be a year behind. So from my perspective, I'd like a year or two off from the F1 games. Yeah, so I can catch up. Autosport was awful too. It was, but it was still better than Grid 2 in so many ways. Handling was just undrivable, yeah. Shane Paul says, I want more F1 98. Your wish will be my command, Shane. It will be back in its usual schedule. Well, I haven't even recorded it yet, but I will be doing that soon. And it will be back in its usual Halloween 31st schedule. Yes, I've a good feeling that this is going to be the one this year. And I'm going to do it. I have a good feeling I'm going to do it. Yes. Now, I've seen a lot of people recently playing F1 98. And there's one thing that I did notice which really upset me. And that is they were cheating little buggers because they had the damage off. Yes, the damage off. You cannot play F1 98 with the damage off. No. If you're really serious about playing F1 98, you've got to have the damage on. Yes. We want more retro games. We are sick of the Cody's games. Well, if you don't want to buy any more F1 games, you should do reviews of Space Precinct. Yeah, I should do. Shame Lizzie was complicit in Dinah's crash accident by a backside. Ooh, controversial. Right, how long have I been on? 1 hour 14. Let's go to the F1 news and see what's going on. Now, of course, the news this week that's been breaking is, of course, Alpine, yes. Which, of course, has been having a little bit of problems with Oliver Oakes, who unfortunately woke up one day and found this huge stack of money underneath his bed. He has no idea how he got there, but it was a huge stack of money. And he thought, oh my goodness. If if anyone sees me with this huge stack of money underneath my bed, they're going to think I'm up to something no good. No good. So unfortunately, he had no choice. He had to leave the country immediately, and he fled to Abu Dhabi. Yes, Abu Dhabi, which I do believe has no extradition treaty. Very convenient. Very convenient. Well done, Oliver Oakes. Well done. So he's now living the life of Riley. Yes, in Abu Dhabi. And what happened? I've no idea. There's been reports that Alpine's been, I've got to say this for the lawyers, allegedly money laundering, but we don't know. We don't know. So what's the top news then from the BBC? George Russell, Mercedes driver, says F1 swearing controversy a bit suspect. Well, that's only because George never swears. George would never swear, would he? No. No. Oaksy to the KGB agent, yes. No. What have we got? Christian Horner. Max Verstappen dismisses rumours Red Bull team something. I don't know. I've seen lots of rumours that Christian Horner's going to be sacked by the end of the year. I don't think that's going to happen. Planet F1, not a reliable source of information, unfortunately. Very clickbaity. Very clickbaity, I'm sorry to say. Autosport, Hamilton's dad is set to receive official FIA young driver role. Interesting. Franco Colapinto settling in at Alpine. He needs to settle in at Alpine. Yes. Oh my God. So the F1 news looks a little bit meh. Nothing really of any significance. Seems like the Alpine money laundering has settled down. What have we got? Helmut Marko stunned after GP fans. Another non-source of reliable information. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur says flexi ring rule changes at Spanish Grand Prix could be a game changer. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Franco Colapinto admits he will need more than 5 F1 races to get fully up to speed. Well, that's him out of F1 then, isn't it? Because that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. So there you go. Hello. Where's the chat gone? It disappeared. There it is. There it is. So not a lot happening in the world of F1. So it's time to go to F1 Uffish. Because this weekend it is, of course, the Emilia Romagna Grand Prix at Imola. Yes, it's a track that's still very sad for me. Yes, very sad because, of course, it was the death of Ayrton Senna. What was that now? 31 years ago? Will be 31 years ago. I think when that happened, it was the 1st of... I seem to remember it was the 1st of May. So we're a little bit later into May for this year's one. But I think... Is that 31? It must have been 1994. 94, 2004, 2024. That's 30 years, isn't it? 2025. That's got to be 31 years. Oh, my God. Is that 31 years since Senna... No, it can't. Bloody well it is. It is 31 years ago. I still remember it like it's yesterday. Oh, wow. Oh, wowzers, me trousers. Yes. Oh, no. Anyway, so it is at Imola. And we've got 13 hours and 58 minutes until the first session. Now, all we got? We've got no sprint race, which is great because I hate the bloody sprint race. Normal practice, quali, and the race is on at 2 o'clock local time. Is there any maps of the circuit? Here it is, circuit. So there you go. The Imola Grand Prix. First Grand Prix was 1980. 63 laps. Circuit length of 4.909 kilometres. And lap record is currently 1:15 by Lulu Hamilton in 2020. Wowzers. So there it is. Enza y Darino, yes. Obviously, in the blurb, they don't mention the fact that it was, the place where Senna died. Right, let's do Will's favourite part of the show. Oh, we can do it from here. We can do it from here because it's got the points as well. There you go. A little bit different, isn't it? So in the lead at the moment, it's Oscar's Pastry with 131 points. Lando Norris is in second place with 115. Both McLaren drivers, both very dominant in their cars. They're both approaching 1998 McLaren dominance. It's getting there. It's not as much as 98 because that was just crazy. I think they were 2 seconds a lap faster, weren't they, from the back markers? So anyway, so that was crazy, but they are getting there. And Maxi Boy has got 99 points. He's doing a good job. That Red Bull is not as good as the McLarens, definitely, but he's doing a good job there. Doing a good job. And then we got George the Russell, the best of the rest, it has to be said. And I'm surprised. I didn't think he was going to be very good as the team leader. He obviously is the team leader because Kimi's still establishing himself. We'll get to Kimi in a minute. But yeah, he's up there with 93 points. Is George of the Russell. 93 World Championship points in the Mercedes. The Mercedes is... It's not a great car. It's not a bad car by any stretch of the imagination, but it's not great. And he is doing well. And he is beating the first of the highest placed Ferraris. And look at the point gap. 53 points to 93. That's a huge gap. And that is, of course, Charles Leclerc having a very mon Dieu season in the Ferrari, has to be said. There's just nothing there, is there? Really isn't anything there. And don't forget, was it 2022, was it? When Ferrari out of the gates were, tipped to be world champions easily because their performance level was absolutely epic. But don't forget, of course, that was the year of the porpoising. And lots of teams had problems. The biggest team, of course, that had the problems was Mercedes. So they had a bit of an advantage there, I do believe. But they were still doing great out of the gate. And this year, it's not happening. You can't really put all the blame on Lewis because their performance is pretty equal between him and Charles, I have to say. Charles a little bit better, but not by too much. And that's reflected in the points. So, Kimi Antonelli is the rookie of the year so far, has to be said. He has definitely done the best job out of all the allegedly 6 rookies in this season. In that Mercedes car, I have to say, well done. Yes, lots of people say it's a Mercedes, he's going to do well. I agree, but it's still the person who finishes across that line in their position that's done it, and he's done it. 48 points, well done to Kimi Antonelli. Then we come to Lulu Hamilton. Now, is he still going to be at Ferrari at the end of the year? Is he still going to be at Ferrari by the summer break? Because if he keeps moaning like this, quite possibly not. Yes, Ferrari do not like criticism of their team. Don't forget, I said this last week, they sacked Alain Prost for criticising the team. So Lulu has got to be very, very careful. Very, very careful that he doesn't say too much. I think he's I think he said just enough, not too much. But what he said has been very, very critical. And I agree with everything that he said. Absolutely. The Ferrari pit people are just very slow to react. As he said, do you want to make a cup of tea while you're deciding what you want to do? And that's true. It's exactly how it comes across to us watching. It's like, it's very, very slow. The reactions, what's going on, very, very slow. And Lewis doesn't get my driver of the week. He gets my driver of the century for that line when his engineer came across the radio and says Sainz is 1.4 seconds behind, and he said, "Oh, do you want me to let him pass as well?" I mean, I just fell off my seat when I heard that, because that was just absolutely classic. And so well done. Drive for the century is Lewis Hamilton. As I said, I hope he never leaves the sport. Unfortunately, at some point he's going to, but I hope he doesn't, because he's one of the last remaining characters left in Formula One, has to be said. There's a lot of people entering Formula One at the moment, unfortunately. A lot of faces that are a little bit hi Lando. So yeah, it's great to see Lewis Hamilton still in the sport and still fighting. 41 points. I think that's pretty respectable. I think that's pretty much where I said he was going to end up at the start of the season, finishing in 6th, 7th or 8th positions, which I think is what I said, and he's been pretty much doing that. Well done to Lulu. On to the next tier. This is sort of the middle tier now. Yes, we've got 2, 4, 6. We've got 8 drivers in this sort of middle tier of racers. And the highest in that middle tier is Alexander Albon in the Williams. 30 points. Great result from Alexander Albon. He's been really pulling some performance that quite possibly isn't there from Williams. And I have to say he's done well. And he's been a little bit cheeky over the radio as well. Very, very cheeky in some of his messages. Very authoritative, very combative as well in some of his radio messages. And I like that. Yes. I understand he's got a new girlfriend as well, which maybe that might have a little bit of, influence. I don't know. Anyway, in 9th position, we've got Esti Besti in the Haas. And that's the highest Haas at the moment. 14 points for Esti Besti. He's done okay, hasn't he? Not anything brilliant, because he's only got 14 points. But in that middle order of people in there, he's done okay. Then we come to 10th position, also with 14 points. It's Lance Stroll. Yes, Lance Stroll. Now, that Aston Martin is absolutely rubbish this year, has to be said. Absolutely rubbish. Of course, you can't blame Adrian Newey, because he's only just joined the team. He really didn't have much input on it. He's probably going to be able to put some development parts on that car, maybe able to get it a little bit faster, but what they've got for this year is pretty much what they've got, and there's not going to be much of an improvement. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty much Aston Martin near the back of the field for the rest of the season. They're just going to put up with that pain and hope that they've put all their eggs in one basket for 2026, because at the moment, 2025, they've just got to write it off. There's nothing they can do. I don't think there's going to get any more performance out of that car, and it's game over for the Aston Martin, at least for this year anyway. Then, of course, we've got Yuki Tsunoda. What a whirlwind championship Yuki Tsunoda is having right now. First, of course, he was in the Racing Bulls. Yes, he thought he was going to get that number 2 seat, but in the end, Red Bull went, nope, we're going with Liam Lawson. Liam Lawson turned out to be a big, ploppy pile of pooey mess in the end. Yes, really did. I mean, you can't blame it all on him, because, of course, the car's set up for Max. But you've got to put some blame towards him, because the results weren't there. As I've said, you can, if you're good enough, make a bad car perform better than it can do. And he just made a bad car and himself perform very adequately. And just right up there in 3rd position in the championship. That's just, it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. So Yuki has now taken over that cursed number 2 Red Bull seat. How well do you think he's going to do? I don't know. He's got 9 points at the moment, and he's doing okay. He's hanging in there, but I'm not quite sure about his future, to be honest. And then, of course, we've got the second half of the mid-runners. Pierre Gasly. Oh, mon Dieu, Pierre. Mon Dieu. I bet you're regretting joining Alpine now, aren't you? Wowzers. What a situation at Alpine. We've now got Flavio Briatore in charge of Alpine. He's now the team principal. I just like to re-emphasise, don't forget, sacked for cheating. Sacked for cheating, yes. Ah, good old Flavio. Can't beat a bit of Flavio, can you? Well, that's what most of his ex-girlfriends say. Anyway, Pierre Gasly, 7 points in the Alpine. If I was Pierre, I'd be desperately trying to renegotiate my contract now and move somewhere else, because everybody needs to leave that Alpine team, including Alpine themselves. They need to just get out of that team because it's a shit show. It really is a shit show. Then in 13th position, we have got quite possibly the most disappointing season for an F1 driver that I've seen in a long time. It's Carlos Sainz. Just 7 points in that Williams. He just seems lost. He just seems lost in that car. It just doesn't seem to, I don't know. It's weird. I hope we're not in a Daniel Ricciardo situation where he was really good in the Red Bull and then started to do shit in all the other teams, which sort of showed up that he really wasn't that good a driver in all. I hope that's not the case with cars, and I hope he's just acclimatising himself to the new car. But the moment the signs are not there, or did you like that little pun there? At the moment, the signs are not good for Sainz. Yes. And 7 points is very disappointing. His teammates got well over twice that amount. And yeah, that's not good. I'm hoping he's going to improve, but he will go. Anyway, on to 14th position. It's Nico Hulkenberg in the Stake Sauber. I mean, props to him for getting 6 points in that car, because no one could do it last year. No, that's why they sacked him. No points. Nil point. But well done for getting 6. Oh, I think someone did get points. I can't remember. Anyway, 6 points for Nico Hulkenberg in quite possibly the worst car on the grid. It's a little bit of a toss-up, but I think it probably is the Stake Sauber. Kick me up the arse. Of course, next year Audi come in and hopefully better things for that team. We will see. And Oliver Behrman brings up the rear of the middle class with 6 points in that house. He's had a pretty meh season, it has to be said, so far. Pretty meh. Nothing really to write home about. And now we come to Loserville. Yes, Loserville. These are the chumps of Formula One. Yes, the chumps of Formula One. And it's very, very sad looking at the chumps of Formula One that I see that Fernando Alonso is here. I know. I'm sorry, Fernando. I'm sorry. It really shouldn't be, but it is. You are now one of the chumps of Formula One. Very, very sad. So here are all the chumps, the rejects, the wannabes, the not good enoughs. They're all here. Oh, and Franco Colapinto as well, which, you know, we will find out. We will find out. So, the first chump, the highest rated chump, is Isaac Hajar in the Racing Bulls. He's got 5 points, so pretty decent. So he really shouldn't be down here, but unfortunately he is. But he is the highest chump of everyone. So well done to Isaac Hajar for actually having points, which none of the others have got. And then, of course, in 17th position, we have Fernando Alonso. Yes, Fernando Alonso. What can you say? Terrible season so far for Fernando. He just doesn't seem to be at one with the car. Starting to spin the car now, which is pretty unusual for Fernando, as to be said. And he's got no points on the board. No points on the board. Very disappointing for Fernando Alonso. Very disappointing indeed. Then in 18th position, we have Liam Lawson in the Racing Bulls. Of course, he was in a Red Bull. He got demoted to the Racing Bulls and still hasn't scored a single solitary World Championship point in Formula One. Personally, I don't think he's going to. Personally, I think at the end of the year, he will possibly be out of Formula One. it just doesn't work for some people. F1 is a brutal sport, and it just didn't work for Liam Lawson. It really didn't. It's no one's fault. It's just the way it goes. And of course, in 19th position, we have to say the biggest chump of the group here is Jack Doohan, because he's now out of Formula One, demoted back down to a test driver, reserve driver. So he could return if something happens to the other two drivers in the future. Of course, this is only a 5-race evaluation swap between him and Colapinto. We've got to see how Colapinto does. But I just got reservations of whether they're going to bring Jack back or not. I don't think so. I don't think so. But we will see. But anyway, at the moment, Jack Doohan is out of Formula One, which means he's got no chance of scoring any points, which is very disappointing indeed. And the biggest disappointment, I believe, of Formula One right now is Gabriele Bortoleto. Yes, he is driving a toilet of a car, but he's just not doing it, is he? He's just not doing it. And his performance level is very, very good from past championships. So I'm very, very surprised. Very, very surprised. But it's not working for Gabriel. It is not working whatsoever. And of course, driving this weekend at Imola is of course going to be Franco Colapinto. Is he going to do any better in that car? I doubt it, because I don't think all the problems at Alpine are the car. I think there's huge problems behind the scenes as well. So yes, I can't see it. I can't see it at all. So anyway, so those are the drivers going into the next round this weekend. Right, that's enough of that. Let's go back to the comments. Oaksy is number one fan, says Fortune. Is he? Wow. Hello, Bra, says Mr. Rugara. At the last F1 race we will likely ever see at Imola. Yeah, possibly. In memory of Imola, May 19th, 2024. Lewis won't get sacked. The ruthless members of Ferrari were mostly weeded out at the end of the Schumi era. That's true. That's true. Shout out to Vettel and Alonso for doing shout out to Vettel and Alonso for doing as well as they did with the team when they were run by the Italians. Indeedy. Albon has a girlfriend. Albon has had a girlfriend for a few years. Oh, it's been a few years now, is it? Oh, I thought he had a new one. Although, to be honest, it's probably all with fun because he ain't straight in the slightest. Ooh, controversial. I'm glad you said that, not me. He's about as straight as Aiden Jackson. Oh my goodness. Certain Spaniard is not doing the same again. Fairly or unfairly needs to get off that mark. Yes. Will F1 Gaming's favourite driver behind Stroll. Bortoleto has outqualified and outraced Hulkenberg at times. He's doing a solid job with that car. Okay, thanks, Will. Yeah, unfortunately, I only see the highlights, so I don't see everything that goes on, and they don't seem to show the Saubers at all. So all I go for is what I'm seeing on Channel 4 coverage, and Channel 4 doesn't show any of the stakes at all. So I'm just looking at it from that perspective. Alonso has been horrendously unlucky at times this season. Happy 75 years plus 2 Formula 1. Yes. Hajar would have more points if Racing Bulls had strategies that work. Can you show us that Instagram post I sent you? Right. Remind me what Instagram post it was, Mr. 43 lesbians. Let me cover up the screen. Remind me what post it was, because, I get a lot of posts. I forget. I'm very old. Tell me what post it was. Let me go to where you'd be sending them to me. In fact, if you can, go to Facebook now and can you repost what you posted? And then I'll repost it from there, if you can, because I can't remember. Or just tell me what it was. Was it the F1? That's the last Instagram post I got. The F1 live stream, was that the one? Tell me what it was. Let me turn that off a minute. Right, right, I got it. I got it. It was that one. Right, okay. Oh dear. You're gonna like this, Mr. 43 Lesbians. You're gonna like this. I just clicked on that post that you sent me, and there it is. There it is. Sorry, this page isn't available. This link may have been removed. I wonder why. Oh, that's funny. That's funny. That is funny. That is funny. Yes, that has been removed. That link. Anyway, let me just cover that up a minute. I'm pretty sure it was about... let me go back to that one there. Yeah, it's definitely gone, you know. I've just clicked on another link. And it's gone. It's gone. Wowzers. Anyway, I can describe it to you. I can't show it to you because it's disappeared, but I can describe it to you. I don't know if anyone saw this. It was the F1 24-hour YouTube live stream. Anniversary. Had full races on for 24 hours. And the races that they put on were just like pathetic, really. Only the 2011 race at Canada basically deserved to be there. Yeah. All the rest was like, I was like, what? But yeah, it looks like it's been removed. Wow. Wow. Page not found. Oh my goodness. They obviously didn't want to put up with all the hate. Gasly hasn't been that good, to be honest, this season. Canada 2011. Canada 2011 Classic just saw Singapore 20th before this. Time for a rant. Gasly isn't a top driver, to be brutally honest. He only performs well when everything suits him. As soon as the car doesn't suit him, he goes to shit. 2022 season. Alonso grand slams by 0.2 of a second. Only things you'll see Alonso do, to be fair. It is a planned live stream of classic races, none of which were older than 2008. Singapore 2010, is that it? There you go. There you go. I'm just reading the chat here. Yeah, so it looks like that's been taken down. The actual live stream was still on. I don't know whether that will even be on their YouTube. No, I can't see it on their channel, so that 24-hour live stream. So maybe it was one of those streams where they put it on and then take it off straight afterwards, so you can't copy it. Something like that anyway. But it's not there. It's not there. No, not there. Not there. Can we do a quiz? We can do a quick one. What happened to that quiz I used to do? I don't know if I can find it now. I think I got rid of it. Oh no, it's still there. It's still there. Hey, troubles, I can't remember. Where I got to. So let's go right down to the bottom. Right, we're just going to do a couple of questions then. I've got the answers hidden. Let's do a couple of questions of this quiz. We don't want to do 10 because we'll be here all night because it takes so long for the lag to sort itself out. Just do a couple. I've got the answers hidden, okay? So I need you to put your answers in there and I'll work them out in a minute. Which dramatic mishap forced Jarno Trulli to retire his Renault car in the 2002 Australian Grand Prix? Shout out your answers in the chat. And then I will disappear the questions so you can't see the answer, obviously. Which dramatic mishap forced Jarno Trulli to retire his Renault car in the 2002 Australian Grand Prix? Any ideas? The best birthday present ever will be a video of you doing 100% again on F1 2002. Spin! Spin, says the 43 lesbians. Any advance on spin? Anyone else want to put on something else in the chat? Apart from spin. Spun off. Anyone else? I'll give you a minute. I'll give you a minute. Ah, thank you, Mr. Regal. He says spun or crashed. There you go. Right, I'm going to cover up the answers. Wakey, wakey. He's gone sleep. He's gone sleep, he has. Gone sleep. Right. I've got the answer. And the answer was, he spun off. Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. Next one is, which team had Ralf Schumacher and Jarno Trulli firing up the track at the 2005 Australian Grand Prix?